The skit starts off with the backstory about Gretchen and a past relationship. She decides to visit her fiancé unannounced. When she rang the doorbell, someone else unexpectedly answered the door.
Hello, what's your name, Curtis?
My name is Darla. Are you here to see my dad?
You said your dad?
Well, his name is Raphael, but everyone calls him Ralph. I call him Dad.
I see. And where is your dad?
He's here. Him and my mom are in the kitchen putting up the groceries. Me and my mom just got back from her tour here, and Dad didn't have any snacks over here. Hey, are you the lady in the pictures on my dad's phone?
I guess I am.
Ralph walked in the room surprised to see Gretchen. He usually called her lovely, but not this time.
Come in, Gretchen, and have a seat. I see you've met my daughter.
Then Darla's mom walked in the room.
Hello, I'm Ralph's wife, Mrs. Cooper.
She awkwardly stretched out her left hand to greet Gretchen, and Gretchen also responded with her left hand, and Mrs. Cooper immediately turned it over, pointing to Gretchen's ring, and then she said,
"Oh, I see that someone has made you a lucky woman."
Then Gretchen quickly pulled her hand back, maintaining her composure, and then she replied,
No, not really, unfortunately. He's already married.
Married?
Married.
Gretchen moved her eyes to look at the wedding ring on Mrs. Cooper's finger, and Mrs. Cooper looked at her own hand as well. The house became intensely quiet. Gretchen walked over to the door, picked up the basket, and Darla was following her, hoping that Gretchen would leave her a surprise. Gretchen removed the wine and gave the basket to Darla.
Thank you so much. Gretchen went home and cried for hours, and then called her mother to tell her everything that happened.
I knew I didn't trust that bastard. Listen, baby, that man will get what is coming to him. Think of it as a direct blessing from Jesus Christ himself that you didn't go as far as to marry that worthless piece of shit. Fast forward to Gretchen just moving to Mentley, Texas, and stopping at a coffee shop on her way to an interview with the Coppernill firm. She was rushing and didn't have time to look for a change to put in the parking meter. When she finished at the coffee shop, she saw a boy putting money in the meter who looked like he was only 9 or 10 years old. Gretchen thought to herself, what a kind young boy.
Good morning, young man. Thank you for putting money in my meter.
My name is Miles. I'm working on a project right here. Oh, it's not what it looks like. You'll see.
It was nice meeting you, Miles. My name is Gretchen. I hope to see you around.
Oh, you will, Miss Gretchen. You will.
Gretchen made it to the Coppernill firm and waited for Mr. Coppernill in the conference room for the interview. Mr. Coppernill walked in.
Gretchen Hall, there is no need in wasting either of our time here with the entire interview. I've read great things about you in the sports world. My wife made it a point to share every article about your success with me. As a matter of fact, it was her idea to bring you aboard. I also like how you've been volunteering your time with our youth at the Sports Community Center. With all that being said, let me just get to the point. We have already reached a decision here at Coppernill Firm and welcome you aboard.
He lifted his arm to extend his hand in congratulations across the highly glossed wood table with his head a tad tilted.
That's if you still want the position.
Gretchen stood up, composed herself, and reached back to firmly shake his hand and graciously accepted the job offer.
Well done then. First, let me buzz in one of our top sports agents here at the firm.
Mr. Coppernill pressed the intercom button. A guy's voice answered on the other end.
Lance here.
Hi there, Lance. Come on over to the conference room for a quick second so I can introduce you to Miss Gretchen here.
Lance walks in the conference room.
Gretchen, this is Lance Davidson. He is the lead sports agent here and also a mentor to nearly every agent working here.
Gretchen stood up to shake his hand.
Gretchen Hall, it's a pleasure to meet you.
I'm glad to have you on board, Gretchen. I look forward to working with you. I hate to rush out like this, but I have an important meeting that's pressing.
No worries. You two still have plenty of time to catch up on everything later. You just sit tight, Gretchen. My secretary, Ms. Burnett, will come in with the paperwork for you to fill out. You can return it when you report for your first day on Monday.
Wow, Mr. Carpenter, thank you so much. I will not let you down.
I know you won't, Gretchen. See you Monday morning at 9 a.m. sharp.
Yes, 9 a.m. sharp. I'll be there.
A few minutes later, Miss Burnett walked in with the paperwork.
Don't worry, honey. Everything here seems fancy, but the people at the firm are simply plain down-home folks. We love to throw office parties, and let me tell you, honey, those parties are always a hit and filled with everyone in town and celebrities.
Her voice suddenly changed as if she were auditioning for an old Hollywood movie, and she started prancing around the conference room, twisting from side to side.
Oh, and I'm not talking about these big shots from this firm. I'm talking about real live celebrities out here in the real world. I hope you like having fun, Miss Gretchen. Maybe I shouldn't tell you this, but what difference does it make? You'll hear about it anyway. Do you see how fit Mr. Corpino is?
Gretchen's head impulsively nodded yes.
Now, as fine as that 51-year-old man is, do you know there's a rumor Mrs. Corpino has the audacity to cheat on her husband with clients from companies doing contracts with his firm? Honestly, she is lucky he even married her. Now, don't get me wrong, he wasn't a player or anything. Miss Gabrielle Trent, that's her maiden name. Oh, honey, she came in town and wooed him with her cooking. I guess a single man couldn't resist a good home-cooked meal. Okay, honey, I know I gave you an earful, but secretly keep all this juicy information between me and you.
She winks one eye and exits the conference room, leaving Gretchen in awe with her mind slipping in and out of consciousness, replaying everything that just happened. Gretchen immediately pulled out her phone from her purse and sent a quick text to Carl. Lunch on me. Meet me at Jazz's around 1.
As soon as Gretchen got in her car after the interview, she called her mom. She tried to sound disappointed.
Guess what, Mom?
Please tell me you got the job.
Yep, I sure did.
Child, you had me for a minute. I knew you would get the job, baby. When do you start?
Monday.
Well, that's good. Now you can settle in and get some rest. How is your new place?
Gorgeous. I admittedly love it. I can't wait until you visit. Your emotion will tempt you to stay here forever.
Well, now you know me, sugar. Mama is a New Orleans girl. I might visit you once there in Bentley, but there's no place like home.
Mom, on my way to the interview, I stopped by a coffee shop and met an unusual kid.
Really? When you say kid, exactly what do you mean?
Well, he looked like he was about 9 or 10. He seemed like a sweet kid because he was putting change in my meter so I wouldn't get a ticket.
That was nice of him, but be careful, baby. You never know about people. He might seem nice, but he could be up to no good.
Mom, he's only a kid, but he did mention something about a project and pointed to some woods.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, it was a little weird now that I thought about it. I've seen the kid before around the sports community center.
They both got a little quiet on the phone.
Okay, Mom, I'll call you later. I'm about to get ready to meet Paul for lunch.
Okay, baby. Love you.
Love you too.
Gretchen later met Carl for lunch, and it was right on time.
So, how did it go?
You already know, Carl. I got the job. But listen, Carl, the secretary, she is something else. She was spilling all the tea about Mr. Carpenter.
Yeah, honey, I bet she was. I hope you can see right through all of her craziness. Don't believe everything she says. Let's talk about you, sweetheart. How do you feel? Are you excited?
I am elated. I just can't believe this is all happening. It's been a long time coming and I can't wait to get started Monday morning.
I was about to ask you when you start. So that's good. Now you have a few days to relax and get your mind ready for those big clients I know you will attract.
Well, Carl, there was this young kid this morning who showed up out of nowhere. I think I've seen him before at the center. He put money in my parking meter. He said something about a project and pointed to the piece of vacant land with all the trees. It was a little weird.
Is he the sort of white but tan kid with large brown curls?
Yep, that sounds like him.
Yeah, he is a little on the weird side. I heard him tell another kid he was going to build this massive project. I'm like to myself, yeah, right. That's a bunch of dookie.
Dookie.
Yeah, that's right. What's so funny?
I mean, if you want to use a curse word, why don't you just say it?
People out here don't curse.
What do you mean?
I mean, they never use vulgar language. I slipped and said the S word in the grocery store when I couldn't find the kitchen bouquet, and the people on the same aisle with me looked at me like I had committed a crime.
Are you serious? You can't be serious.
I'm dead serious, honey. You don't believe me? Then curse right now.
No.
What? Are you scared?
No. I'm not scared one bit. As a matter of fact, I'm not scared of shit.
The waitress passing by dropped the plate. For a split second, everyone in the restaurant looked at Gretchen and Carl. Carl motioned for Gretchen to look around.
You see what I mean? Everyone is looking at us now.
No, girl. The only reason they looked in our direction is because the lady dropped the plate.
Carl thought about it for a second.
Maybe, maybe not.
They both laughed, but honestly, Gretchen didn't know what to believe.